Just gonna check that all the
Lester, how's it going, mate?
Hello there, Oleg. How was your holiday?
It was awesome, dude.
Actually, your browser is not allowing producer to retry.
I went to the mountain. Are we live?
To the
To
the
Drakensberg. Yeah.
Which part?
The northern Drakensberg. The plan was to hike up Pinnacle.
Okay. It sounds like it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Like, one of the guys on our crew got injured, and the second guy developed tummy runs.
Oh,
Oh no.
he went for a run.
Stream settings.
Crikey.
Yeah, media source. Why
Yeah,
is
that
it
was me.
not Sheen script.
That's like baggage. Just cut them loose.
No, I can't
Pick them
leave
up
them.
on the way back.
Can't leave them. It's like two guys essentially out of action. One guy is constantly running to the bushes every 5 minutes, and then the second guy can barely walk. So it was like, it was interesting.
How far into the weekend did the guy get injured?
So the plan was to basically camp over in one of the at one of the caves en route to Pinnacle, and then on the first day basically hike up to the cave, overnight there. Then the second day summit.
Sure.
Guy got injured on the first day, twisted his ankle.
Before he even got to the cave.
Like, we were about one hour away from the cave. He twisted his ankle, so we had to like stay where he got injured, while we basically quickly tried to basically get to the cave, drop our gear, come back, grab his gear, help him out along the way, and then basically get to the cave.
Oh no. So it didn't happen.
No.
You just turned back.
Well, no, we didn't. We got to the cave. We had some meds with us, so we had some anti-inflammatories, so we had some muscle relaxants, and we basically, where the guy got injured, there was a stream nearby, so we told him to put his ankle into the stream for about
Into cold water.
Very cold, yeah. So that actually helped a lot, because on the second day he was better, still not 100%, but better. But he wasn't on the stage where he could, because the last
summit.
The summit route is very steep and dodgy, so it's like, no, it's like not gonna happen. But yeah, when we headed back, he was okay. We had to like kind of unpack his bag, because he's like, the reason why I got injured is because he overpacked. He was carrying like 25 kgs
For a weekend.
I was like, just to give you an idea, my bag was 11 kgs. That was without 2 liters of water, so about 13 in total.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what sort of food was he? Was he just bringing bottles of beer and?
No.
I mean, that kind of.
Dude had a 2 kilogram shovel in his backpack. I was like, why do you bring a shovel?
Why do you need a shovel? Not digging trenches here.
So yeah, we basically en route back, we unpacked his bag, repacked it, and then took some of the weight out by packing the stuff into our bags.
Okay. You carried your shovel home for him.
I actually literally carried the shovel.
So you're having a technical problem as usual.
No, I expected as such, and I think I jinxed it when I came on going, oh, this new Teams is much better. No issue.
No,
So guys, this is the new Teams.
Yeah, it's the free version. And we've only got 45 minutes, so we're going to have to finish this one up.
Talk really quickly.
Talk really quickly, yeah. 2 times. Eh?
Okay, I mean, it's just sitting there. Okay.
I don't know what's going on here. This flipping thing are confused. Now I can't cancel my live broadcast. So advanced settings, yes. Stop. Okay, let me stop that. And then video source is required. Okay, so the video source is Streaming software. Okay. Schedule broadcasts. There it is. But it doesn't allow me to go into the broadcast. Why not? Okay, let me select this one. I don't want to create a new event. I want to schedule broadcasts. Doesn't allow you to. Oh wait, set up live video. There we go. Streaming. And then go back to the streaming software and start. And let's just give it a second. It's connecting. Save settings. Scheduled. Need to add a live title. Okay, where do I add that? Complete your post. Oh, there. What is this? Say this is.
Lester, how was your weekend, dude?
Well, last weekend. What happened last weekend? Oh, it was Easter.
Yeah.
Dude, you really forgot.
That thing.
Ah, that's funny. See how much I got up to last weekend. So memorable.
Yeah.
Visited my mother. I stumbled across a whole bunch of Ukrainians. There you go.
Okay, we're gonna go live.
That's the highlight of my Saturday. I found a Biltong. Oh, I had a braai last weekend. Wow, so early in the year, in between the rain showers.
Yeah.
I found a South African shop near my sister. So I had to buy some boerewors and other stuff for the braai, chili sticks, but you don't see that often here.
Okay, can we go live?
Absolutely.
Here we go, baby. Why?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing? Lester is just
All
messing
good.
around
Yeah,
with our
no,
setup.
he's just practicing his dance.
Yep.
Dance moves.
My line dancing. Yeah. Okay, let's do this.
So we're on. We're on.
Well, thank you to Eskom as well. Lest we forget mentioning their contribution. That they've heard our podcast and realised it goes on and on and on. So they decided to make sure it's cut short today.
Yeah, and so did Microsoft and Eskom are in
Teamed up.
cahoots.
Teamed
Cahoots.
They're on Teams together. They're on the common Teams group.
Yeah. Jeez. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk Teams quickly. So the vibe, just to bring Oleg up to speed, the vibe is that the Teams we were using before, that edition's being discontinued. You need to use a new version, so you either got to upgrade, and then we're going to pay $75 per user or 71 Rand per user per month, or we downgrade to the free version.
71 Rand.
Yeah.
Is that per month?
Per month. And
what's that in real money? It's like £1.
yeah, and then
no, dude,
thanks,
come on.
And then the free version only allows you to run for 45 minutes.
Okay.
A meeting for 45 minutes.
You serious? So they're like emulating Zoom.
Yeah. So I mean, I suppose the reality is, we could just, when the Teams thing just ends, we can just restart it. But it's a bit disruptive.
No, but then it would end up as...
So the plan is from now on, we're going to try and keep the podcast to 45 minutes.
Yep.
And then we're going to do a little bit more structured. So I will do the planning during the week. And then I'm going to try and test out some of these AI tools to see, because there's an AI tool that allows you to upload a video and then give it keywords, and then it gives you snippets. So it searches the video, finds where you were talking about that, gives you the snippet for that thing, and then, So then get back into the thing of creating snippets from the episodes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
So
plan.
that's the plan. So we haven't planned anything for this conversation, but
No, we
we
did.
will
We planned a
plan.
lot.
Oh, have you?
No, we planned a lot. I mean,
Okay.
you can see that Lester knows the plan, right?
No, we haven't planned what we're going to talk about. So
No,
we're
but there's
gonna
just
wing
so
it.
much stuff, man.
Yeah, we're just going to wing
Guys,
it.
so how about we start with the tech, dude? Like, which way do you think Teams is going?
Well, I don't know. I mean, from an enterprise point of view, it's like pretty locked in.
Yep.
But from a free version, I don't know. They obviously now they want to generate income and all that.
But
kind
what
of
are they
stuff.
trying to do? Do you think they're at the stage where they basically got users to lock into the ecosystem, and now they're like, okay, now this isn't time to cash in?
Yeah, I think so. I think people are now comfortable and this is so nice. I can use this and whatever. And now they're locked in and yeah, I think that's a normal way guys do things.
But
Someone brings out a mobile app, use the mobile app for a while, and all of a sudden they then turn around and say, oh, okay, well, you've, like Chat GPT was like that as well. It was for free for a while, and now now you have to pay.
So we're gonna get to the ChatGPT, but I have a question, right? So like you
Yeah.
have Teams, and you have a completing app that's got similar functionality with regards to voice over IP, meeting, chat features, right?
Yeah.
Skype. All right. How do we reconcile the existence
Well,
of the two
No, well,
within the same company?
Skype is end of life. Teams is the replacement.
But they keep on updating Skype.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. But the Skype sort of the code base, that's the code base to Teams, is
Okay.
from Skype.
But
Yeah.
it's still going strong. And they
Yeah,
basically,
Fair enough.
like, I checked the new version of Skype that, like, I've updated over the last 2 days. And they basically introduced the Bing search and chatbot feature into
Oh, well.
Skype.
Oh, really?
So they,
Update.
yeah. well, you can now chat to their AI through Skype.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had that before. You could ask it to estimate what your age was. Very useful.
Interesting.
Yeah, a very useful feature.
But if you feel like in a talkative mode, like, and you want to talk to something, right? It's like you can talk
It's not the same.
to Bing Chat,
Yeah.
you know.
I have more fun talking
Come
to my
up.
cat than an AI
Hey,
bot.
dude, your cat is an alien.
There you go.
But anyways, so
It is.
so what I'm trying to gauge is like, okay, like I guess it would have made sense that they basically created the two tiers from free version of Teams in terms of like the paid version and the free version, right? If Skype wasn't around,
Yeah.
like, do you get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
But I mean, they're competing on themselves.
Which is weird within the same
Yeah.
company.
It's weird.
Let's see.
But I
What
thought
does
the whole thing was
what
that
does-
Skype was going to disappear?
what's the future of
It's
Skype?
20 plus years old.
Let's see what they say is the future of Skype.
Oh, that you didn't ask a basic question like that.
Yeah, what
What
is
is
the
the future of Skype?
Previously, Skype was consistently developed, advertised, installed by default. Teams has almost exactly the same functionality and and they get their Teams config files from Skype. Realize Skype is dying back in 2019 despite all the requests for the users for further support, which were rejected by the company. At the moment, Skype YouTube channel is abandoned. Seems to me that the last nail in Skype's coffin has already been hammered by Microsoft. Yeah. And this was
When was that written?
3rd of December 2022.
But that was a question, right? That was
Yeah.
a question to the Microsoft team.
Yeah. What was the response?
December
it?
last year.
It was below.
Okay.
It was
Yeah, I'm
Below
gonna go
the-
there.
below the comment that you wrote.
Smooth like butter, fast, playful, and delightful. That's Skype.
Delightful.
20
It's
no,
not a
that's-
word to use for Skype. Come on.
Microsoft
delighted.
refuses to let Skype die, introduces another, whatever, this is the 15th of December. Why is Skype still going? Experts weigh in on the future of Skype. Why-
Experts weigh in.
Yeah. Microsoft said, but that was 2021. Microsoft announces
Surely
new
every
Skype
user
experience.
is expert on Skype.
Okay, so
Okay,
We're
let's
all
check
experts.
Here. Let's check here. Microsoft is seemingly refusing to let Skype go, even as Teams has clearly become the focus. Company has announced another major redesign. So maybe we must test out Skype. What was our issue with Skype when we were using it?
It was going end of life and being replaced with Teams.
Okay.
No, we did have some issue. It didn't work with your software for some reason.
Remember, I was
Anyway,
using the NDI.
Yeah.
using the NDI
Yeah, I
because then
remember.
it gave me separate.
Wow.
But no, that worked. But then there was something else that was happening with Skype that we had an issue with. Well, maybe you know what? Maybe I'll test out Skype.
Well, apparently it's not dying. It refuses
Clearly not.
yeah,
to. Oleg keeps updating it.
Clearly.
absolutely. So, guys, the next
There's
question.
one super user that has demands.
So, guys, one question. Did you guys see a clip of a Joe Rogan AI podcast with the CEO of OpenAI? And it
No.
was completely generated with ChatGPT. And I mean, you guys have to check it out. It's like,
That sounds. I mean, I don't have to get up on a Saturday morning again.
By the way,
I
Barry
mean, you've already got stock images of me. You can just, do some various freeze frames.
No, it's purely audio, right? And they basically disclaim that this is all functional, and this conversation is basically been created
Okay.
and voiced with AI codes, mainly ChatGPT. And then, but the level and the depth of conversation between the two users, you'd swear, like, if you just ignore the first part, but they tell you that, guys, this is not real. This is all AI generated content. Please don't try to cut clips from it and post it on YouTube as actual conversations. This is not it. We're not trying to represent it as that. This is just an illustration of what the tech can do.
They did a whole show like that.
The whole show, man. The whole show. The entire show.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, so talking about that, ChatGPT is getting banned in various European countries. I think Italy, Belgium so far. Thoughts?
But why they're banning
Waste
it?
of time and effort.
Yeah.
No, I think it's too much fraudulent stuff going on. I think that's why But you can't, how are you going to ban it?
Well, I suppose all you can do is you can just integrate it into other software.
It's a great
right.
functionality, but you've
I'll
got to
watch
use
that.
it properly.
I'll watch that. But what I found quite
I
interesting.
keep thinking.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I was just going to say it is National That Sucks Day. And a lot of what we've been talking about so far fits into the celebration of the National That Sucks Day. It's banned in countries. That sucks, man. Skype dying. That sucks, man. We didn't even mention the fact that you've destroyed your laptop this week. That sucks,
Oh, no,
man.
you did?
Oleg couldn't go on his. He couldn't make the summit because of injuries and other things in his party last weekend. That
No.
sucks, man.
No,
But that was
like,
last weekend.
I can't say it. It sucked. Like, I think the whole experience and the trip was just amazing. Even if we didn't get to.
It doesn't count anyway because it was last weekend.
Yeah, like
today
where the
is no-
photos.
You destroyed your laptop?
Yeah, I did. Can't talk about it on live.
Okay.
No. Let's leave it there. We have enough tech
I'll
issues.
tell you the story afterwards.
Okay, sweet. Well, that's getting interesting. So, guys, like, you know what I'm wondering, right? You know, all these countries that are banning shit. TikTok, ChatGPT and stuff like that. Like, I sense that there's a strong disconnect between the level of intelligence and understanding of technologies between the legislators and, like, the communities and the users. And it's just scary. Because I've seen, like, I watch clips on YouTube where the TikTok CEO is being interviewed
Excuse me for a sec.
by the
Just gotta go
senators
sort out my
and
domestic.
legislators. I think that's a code word, but anyway, go sort it out. Anyway,
Okay.
that's weird. I'm gonna use that in the future.
We got to get him a T-shirt with that. I've got to go and sort out my domestic.
Absolutely, dude. Like that's a brilliant idea. But Leslie, do you know what I mean? It's like you seeing these guys, and I don't want to say they have zero understanding of what they're talking about, or like questioning an experts or the guys that have helped to create or usher this technology in. And I mean, the level of questions that they're asking is just it's like watching 10-year-old kid asking mathematical professor questions, and you're like, man, this is sad.
Yeah.
This is so sad.
And whatever I say, you just shout back at me, and it's embarrassing. I mean, I get that they want to scrutinize and all that, but then get the right. Don't just put some person in a position of power to come in and shout for an hour and a half. Get somebody who actually understands the problem and can have that level of discussion so that can be interpreted for the person who does need to shout.
Look,
at the moment, all that has happened is TikTok's got more publicity.
exactly.
And I'm just mentioning that one as an example.
Exactly, but I'm not just talking. I'm not singly on TikTok like it's an issue, right? But I'm also talking about like the time when Facebook was under a lot of scrutiny and Mark Zuckerberg was being interviewed by.
That's right. Yeah.
But the senators and legislators, and I'm not a huge fan of Mark Zuckerberg, right? But like, I felt really sorry for the dude. It's like asking a bunch of brain dead questions that like, yeah, it's really sad. And the whole banning thing is, I mean, do these guys know about VPNs and all the other techs and how you're gonna police that? I mean, there's a fine line, I guess, between security and authoritarianism, and like how far you can actually use a juggle between the two to justify your actions. I mean, yeah, it's just this is a crazy new world we live in.
I go back about 10, 15 years, and France brought out legislation where they expected all ISPs, for national defense purposes, all ISPs needed to track and analyze all data going through their network. So that's every email and everything else, so that if something did happen,
dude, that's
they can draw on this information. Now, at the time, we all went, because we were an ISP. We still are an ISP. We were an ISP in France. And so we're sitting there going, okay, I get what they're trying to do, but
how?
I don't think they've thought about the scale, scale of the task at hand. That aside, what has actually happened is that's now driven people to go and develop stuff so that you can analyze. So the legislation came first, and then they had a knock-on effect. So they achieved what they wanted to achieve, rather than the other way around. After the horses bolted, trying to find out what the serial number of the horseshoe is on that horse, which is what's happening. Let's have some sensible discussions. Get some experts in and find out why this technology has come about, how we can harness it, what the dangers are, rather than just go, oh my God, technology changes, freak out.
Ban. Boom. And they think it's just as simple as pushing the button. Like, honestly.
Yeah, don't power up your laptop if you don't want to use the technology. Turn your phone off.
Did you speak about the reason why it's been banned in Italy?
No.
Yeah, they're
I
saying
haven't even
it
touched on that. I was waiting for you to finish your business.
My domestic.
Your domestic.
By the way, the consensus is we're gonna make you a T-shirt with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So they say in Italy, they say it violates the GDPR. So they say the ban might only be temporary.
Sorry, hang on. Just remind me. This is banning ChatGPT
in Italy. Yeah.
Because it's a breach of GDPR.
Yeah.
Which is the Data Protection Act.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it says, I'm just reading it quickly. Yeah.
So you know what I'm wondering?
Processing residence data.
Whether we're gonna get to the stage where you have a bunch of like ChatGPT users doing 5-year prison terms, together with like drug dealers and like armed robbers. I'm like, if that's not the definition of utopia, it's like, because like it's pointless pushing it out unless you have a legislation to enforce it, right? So like, what is it going to be? You're going to put somebody in jail for using TikTok?
Jeez.
Like hypothetically, I'm just throwing it out there, right?
Yeah.
But like, in terms of the US legislation, they're looking at 5-year prison terms, actual prison time.
For looking or producing stuff on TikTok?
For, I don't remember the context, so I'm not going to say, but the
But either way,
legislation, the
it's
legislation,
using the application.
legislations foresaw actual legal and criminal responsibility for like something that you would say that, hey, dude, that doesn't sound right. You know, like, where are we going with this?
That's
So-
ridiculous.
So, I mean,
so you
here's
can go
the
to jail
thing.
for using an application. So if I don't answer my WhatsApp messages within 24 hours, is that going to become a crime? If I don't look on Facebook, if I don't log into Facebook or any other social media out there for a week, I'm going to have to do time. Turn it on its head.
Oh, you're going to have to keep your social credits up, dude. So you have to interact
Yeah.
on social.
But don't
Yeah.
you think we're getting in like a utopian space? Like, I get it. I'll look at these news and I'll look at the direction in which, like, and the disconnect between, like, okay, like, this is definitely not like the direction that we should be going into. And I'm not a huge fan of TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok account, right?
Ah, that's a good thing.
No, but like, no, I don't say it's a good or bad thing, but like, I just don't have the time for it, right? I know you. I honestly don't have the time for a lot of things. But anyway, it's not the direction that we should be going into. And it's like, what are you going to do? Like, really put like TikTok users in jail together with like serious criminals, make them do time?
Crazy.
It's a recipe for something.
But I mean, he has, you know, I mean,
what's
here's
your
a
take?
thought.
What's your take? Like,
Well, here's a thought. They putting a lot of time and effort into trying to find a reason to ban TikTok. Why? Because they're concerned that the Chinese are spying on them through the app, right? But you heard the story about this guy that stole all this Pentagon information and posted it on a chat group.
Gamers chat group, yeah, on Discord.
Yeah. So, I mean, why don't you focus on your internal problems rather than your external problems first?
Dude, that's a second topic we can talk about. It's like those leaks are so explosive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man. And you basically you don't even have somebody like Edward Snowden, right? That basically the MO is different. The MO completely different. And I think the motivation is completely different. But you have a low-level intelligence official having access to that level of information, dumping it on Discord. I mean, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Like, if I was like South Korea, I'm pretty sure they know that they're being spied on, right? But the embarrassment is not knowing that you're being spied on. The embarrassment of knowing that a low-level guy published this info on Discord, man.
Well, the question is like, how did he even get access to the document?
Well, he has access, dude, because
No, but he's an airman. He's not a high up in the Pentagon. So theoretically, surely he doesn't have access to that information by virtue of his position.
well, it looks like he does.
Well, I mean, there must have been he must have found a way to get that information.
Well,
In other words, it's not like he's well, I'm assuming because I haven't read all the details, but based on his position, I mean, he's an airman. He's not like an analyst or
Edward Snowden type.
Edwin Snowden type. Yeah.
So based on the information that I've read on Discord, this is the level of information that he had direct access to. So he didn't have to like either hack the system or socially engineer anything to get access to that. He literally just clicked on the download button and upload to Discord.
Yeah, well, but the point is that you know, I can't imagine that he was
Was
allowed to have access to that. It's a failure in the system. You know, like they obviously didn't, you know, click the right box to make sure that him and the rest of whoever else has got access to
And the
their
janitors,
data.
yeah.
And the janitors. Yeah.
But this is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, on one hand, you have like people trying to push legislations, trying to ban TikTok and like various other things, right? On the other hand, you have these gigantic discrepancies between like how we perceive the intelligence community functions and how it actually functions, right?
Yeah. And but I mean, the thing is that, in my opinion, those guys embarrass themselves in those TikTok, those Congress people. I mean, some of the questions they were asking. First of all, they couldn't even call the app by its. What do they call it? They called it Tic Tac a couple of times.
Oh, you're joking.
Yes. And then they asked the guy,
Wow.
"Oh, so when the user's using the app, does it use the home Wi-Fi?" And like the guy looks at them and goes, "Well,
But this is what I mean.
it
This
has to get to the internet."
this is what I mean. It's like, yeah, it's like the level of that conversation is just like, I couldn't watch it for more than 5 minutes. It was that painful.
But I was watching I mean, I didn't watch it much, but the expression, the guy that was being interrogated, I'll call it that, not interviewed. He just sat there, and you could see in his mind going, what are you asking?
Yeah, is this a trick question?
But
Like,
he
where's
just,
the
he
catch?
kept his professional. He didn't budge from that posture. He was like, okay, how do I answer this so that they will understand? Yes, but no, we'll take your first answer.
Yeah. And then they were like, because he was like hesitating, and they were, "Oh, we can see you don't want to answer our question."
Yeah, you see, we're onto something here, right? So when
it
you
was like-
interrogate the home network, oh god,
Can it
Ask
see
me
other
something about the
devices on the
application.
network? I mean, well,
can you use my Ring doorbell? Ah!
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a problem. I don't
So
know.
going back to like the whole Pentagon leak thing.
He's 21 years old.
Mm.
A youngster, 21. That's what the thing over here is. Not just what's been leaked, but it's obviously we've had leaks from the US military before. Why has it been leaked? Why is somebody, as you've touched on, a young airman, why has he got access to stuff?
Oh, I
I
don't
mean, what do you
have.
do? Fill out, you sign a document to say, I promise I won't do anything. And then suddenly on your oh, here you go. What's this information? The thing is, if he's got that level of information, what other information has he not shared or that we don't know about? And this is where it becomes a bit more Ed Snowden.
But I mean, the fact that they're saying that it's viewed as one of the most, the worst data breaches. I mean,
So when I saw it,
that
right?
means that it must be some really sensitive shit.
Well, it was sensitive shit. It was the whole Ukraine war plans business, the exact amount of ammunition militarily, who advises, what teams are present on the ground. When it was really detailed level stuff with regards to like high level war planning type of business, right? And it's not just for Ukraine. There was stuff on everyone, dude. Like from South Korea to UK to France to like everyone, dude. So when I saw it initially, when I saw it, like, I was like, my initial thought was that this was an intelligence operation. I was thinking, like, there's absolutely no way this could happen in a very sophisticated intelligence system. I thought that had to be engineered as a deception level operation to deceive the other party. But then as these leaks started coming out, right, it wasn't just about Ukraine, it was South Korea, it was everything and everything. I was like, this is crazy. This is like, this can't be real, but it looks like it's real. It's like the level of incompetence and just absolutely sheer madness of this thing. It's like, you can't question it. And then when you see senior Pentagon stuff, like, addressing it on TV while quietly shitting themselves, you know, it's like, shit, this is real.
Yeah. So just to go back to that, it says in a sworn statement, an FBI agent said that he had top secret security clearance since 2021. Remember, he's 19. It's 2023 now, so he would have been 19 at the time, and also had sensitive compartmented access to other
highly classified.
But then they said the lingering question is why a 21-year-old National Guardsman held top-level security clearance. Because, I mean, if he had security clearance from 2021, he was 19.
Yeah.
Guy's like barely out of school.
Yeah.
It's not like he's gone to Quantico or whatever they call that place. Anyway, crazy. And then they're worried about TikTok. I mean,
I'm speechless.
Do me a
dude.
favor.
I'm speechless. I'm
Yeah.
really speechless.
Well, I suppose this is going to take the attention of TikTok for a while.
Well, I don't know. 10 hours ago,
Oh no.
Montana became the first state to ban TikTok.
Oh no.
I don't understand this. So you're going to get fined $10,000 if it's found on a personal device.
Yeah.
So how are they going to police that?
Check your personal
Secondly,
device.
I mean, it's coming. I'm trying to figure out, but the way the words are going, it looks like they're going to bring it in as soon as January next year. What?
That's crazy.
What? Why is it going to? What? If you're going to ban it, just put ban from today. Delete it. Why is it going to take another 8 months to bring in? Oh, I don't understand. Ugh.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, before you know it, you're going to be like looking at 5-year prison time in Supermax facility for watching videos of cute Labradors.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Well,
you're going to get hypnotized by the cuddleness, the softness.
So here's another thing.
But Lester, if this is not utopia, right, what is? Like,
Yeah.
Is this as good as it gets?
So in addition
from here on,
to
it's just going to get worse.
in addition to Montana, it looks like Australia is also talking about banning TikTok. So in a media release on the 4th of April, Attorney General confirmed that Australia will be the latest country to ban TikTok.
Okay, so you know what's going to happen here. A Western organization will come up with the same application, and that'll be fine for everybody, and that'll become the new one.
But ironically, there was an app. Let me see if I can find it quickly.
Didn't YouTube try to start doing short snippets?
Well, yeah, they do shorts. They've got shorts. So the main reason why ByteDance decided to shut down music. Okay, so Musical.ly. I was wondering if Musical.ly was owned by someone else before it became TikTok, but it looks like it was owned by the same company, so that's fine. Yeah, I mean, but I suppose what it is anti-competitive, if nothing else.
I would call it predatory business practices on the state level.
Yeah, because I mean, apparently, there's a conspiracy theory that Mark Zuckerberg has been lacing some US politicians' hands with, silver to push this, because obviously,
Allegedly.
Allegedly, but because obviously it's competition to Facebook, at least on the Reels point of view for Instagram and Facebook, because TikTok is more popular than those platforms. So I mean, there could be some fire where that smoke is. Who knows?
Okay, so my take, right? I think we're looking at segmentation of tech systems, just like we're looking at segmentation of political systems. The world is
but
like,
you see now, politics is getting into this now. You see, this is the problem for me.
if you want to like mess up a really good business and really good flow of tech, you basically throw politics into it. I guess it goes for anything.
Yeah. And I mean, there used to be a service called Vine, which was an American thing. that closed. It was bought by Twitter, and in 2012, before its launch, the service was shut down, and the app was discontinued. So it's like, it's not like there wasn't any competition there, and Vines was actually quite popular, but it was shut down. Flipping hell. Anyway, the fact that politics is getting into this is a problem for me.
I have an issue. I just have like like an issue in general. Like, on one hand, you're looking at maybe initially $10,000 fine, right? And maybe eventually even some prison time. But for what, dude? Like,
for using a video sharing app.
It's like, it's not like you're dealing drugs or doing something morally or ethically.
This is the problem in America. It's against their First Amendment rights. That's what everybody's pushing back on. And actually,
but
even the FBI said it's the app has the potential for security concerns.
But can I ask a question?
It has security concerns.
Can I ask a question?
No,
when you're registering an app in the Apple App Store, don't they? There's quite a stringent process that it goes through, and one of the things that they check for is there any malicious code in there. In other words, spying and sharing your personal information or whatever. Don't they do that check? Why don't they do that? Why don't they say to Apple, okay, Apple, you need to put measures in place that you need to check every app that is registered in your store doesn't have this malicious type of code.
How are they going to do that, though?
Well, because remember, you can reverse engineer the code. So you can check the code and see what it is. You can go to a C# application, and you can reverse engineer it, and you can find you can see what the code is doing.
I don't think there's any issue with the code, though. Like, just to short circuit that, like, I think their major problem is the fact that the servers are not based in the US.
But TikTok said that they in the process of moving the US data to servers in America.
Yeah.
And they said that's not good enough.
Do you know what the servers are actually based? They're not based in China, they're based in Singapore.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you're like,
but they're concerned.
I would think they're probably in more countries than that.
Yeah, but they're concerned.
No, they're
concerned that because they're owned by ByteDance, that has got affiliation with the CCs, with the Chinese Communist Party or whatever it is, that there's this rule in China that says that if they ask for the data, the company has to provide the data. Right? That's what they're saying their concern is. Yeah. So I suppose you have to go into the detail that if the servers are in Singapore,
so the question,
do they still have jurisdiction over that data?
So the question is, right, is that the US is fine on spying on everyone else, right?
Yes.
But they're not cool on being spied on.
Yes.
Like, the fact is, they are being spied on, most likely through the platforms that are based in the US, right? Let's just admit that, right? I don't think their biggest issue is TikTok because that's just too obvious. And although it's a real possibility, right? But I think the actual mass espionage is happening through the platforms that are based in the US.
No, exactly.
That's
so
my
what's
feel.
the biggest?
I don't have any evidence, by the way, just for the reference. I don't have any. This is just like anecdotal statement.
But this is a known fact from information security in a large company. Where is your greatest risk?
Inside
your doors.
Internal, yeah.
The people that have access to the data, and case in point,
Pentagon.
Is this Pentagon dude.
Pentagon.
That's where your biggest risk is. And like someone was saying the other day, why is the US so concerned about China? China's never invaded any country. They've never threatened to rain nuclear weapons on anyone. What's your problem? They more focus on, I suppose, economic
I think I can tell you.
Honestly.
It's like the rationale. China is the only peer competitor to the US in the world, and it's the only basically other superpower that can basically take away the US global dominance over the next 5 to 10 years, and that's
fair enough. But
that's
I mean,
a big issue for the US.
But do you think banning TikTok's going to slow that down? I mean,
Not
just remember how much, I wonder what percentage of manufacturing by American companies is done in China. And
So-
if anything, if ever there was a risk to the sort of economic domination of America, is the fact that the American IP for all these products that the Americans have designed, developed, sell, or whatever, is in the hands of the Chinese.
Yeah.
So what, like...
So the biggest limitation to like Chinese tech, I think, is like, at least for the time being, I think it will change over the next 5 years, is ability to manufacture microsilicon conductors. And I think the US sanctions are basically trying to limit that. I don't know how successful it's going to be in the long term, because there's a big reason between being able to manufacture like 20 nanometer tech chips and different application, right, to being able to manufacture 0.2 nanometer tech, like high level tech. But I think they will get there because the industrial complex is just too huge and the expertise is just too vast in terms of being able to bridge that gap very quickly.
Yeah. But
Lester,
understand...
your take, you in the tech, dude, like, you should have a front row seat to this.
I suppose I do at a distance. I mean, the manufacture of components, there's been a constraint in supply for so long. There is a shortage of materials and there's bigger demand than ever. It's going to spur other activities. It's going to spur on manufacturing in different countries, not just where it's cheapest. It's going to spur on the introduction of different chemicals, perhaps, or different way of, silicon's used because of the cooling. I think it's used because of the cooling capabilities. There are other ways of cooling the systems that are made. So my point is probably going to drive different design and innovation. So it's a good thing.
But do you think the US sanctions on basically high tech chips and silicon manufacturing capabilities is going to slow China down?
No, not at all. They make their own. I'm just looking at the application side. They make their own hardware as well. They have done for some time. But if you look at just the applications, we look at the big applications that we use, and we've mentioned Facebook. Well, I did, or eBay, or those kind of online shopping mega applications or mega sites. The ones that they're all replicated in China. And they're a different organization, different names, same concepts, and they're massively bigger than the ones that we use. So they're already ahead. So I think we'll see some drivers of innovation because of the shortage of components and hardware, and I also think all this wasting time with applications is just going to drive other ways of doing what needs to be done. And I'm just realizing we've got a few minutes left before we get cut off.
Okay.
So
well,
maybe
let's do
leave that
let's
as
do
the
the days of
bombshell.
the year. Let's do the days of the
Oh
year.
yeah, so
quickly.
days of the year. So that sucks day is today.
I think we've wrung the water out of that one.
See you guys better plan.
It's also National Take a Wild Guess Day.
Right.
So in celebration of that, I might ask some wild guess questions. So as of December last year, how many episodes of The Simpsons do you think were made?
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take a
Random
wild guess.
Wild guess days. When I've asked you guys wild guess questions in the past, it's amazing that Oleg is always the closest, and he takes a proper wild guess.
Maybe
So
I overthink
don't
it.
let me down now, Oleg.
Yeah.
So the question is, how many episodes of...
Episodes. As of December last year, how many
Yeah.
episodes of Simpsons have been made?
Wow.
700,
I'll take the
1,000.
Go on.
1,000.
1,000, right?
Dude, man, it's like
Oleg?
I would say man, I would say
He's doing the maths. How long's it been around? How many episodes a day?
I would say under 1,500.
Under 1,500. So
Yeah.
you're saying, well, it is under 1,500. Correct. All right. Your wild guesses are wild. It is 738.
Oh, man, I was going to go with 750. Mother.
You
fluffer.
were.
Yeah.
You started that
I
way.
started 7. I should have taken the cue from your face, the body language. Oh, you got it wrong. I was going 750. Yeah. Damn it.
Okay, so
Go with your gut. When is
also
go
in the
with your
news
gut
this
day?
week, there's going to be a series of, well, Harry Potter's been turned into a series, a TV series on one of the channels.
Mm.
And the original cast are going, what are you doing? There seems to be some sort of falling out with J.K. Rowling. I'm not going to go into that because I don't have enough information. But the relevance is, today is Emma Watson's birthday. How old is she?
Oh, no. Yeah,
Most likely 30.
yeah. 28.
She's 33. I know.
How time flies.
There we go. Now that we feel old, I
Yeah.
will tell you that Seth Rogen's birthday is also today, and he's only 41.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was gonna say he was 50.
Yeah, you see, it's not as bad. You and I think I was like, late 40s at least.
Yeah.
No. Well done, Seth.
It's like when you show somebody a picture of Keith Richards and you ask how old is he, and people say 120.
120. Yeah.
All right, last one. Today in history, Ray Kroc opened the first McDonald's Inc. fast food restaurant in Illinois. What year was it? Have you seen the movie?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay. 1950 something.
No, I think it was like 46 or 47.
1955.
Okay.
It wasn't going to be a chain. Well, it was.
Yeah.
There was a couple of branches if you watch the movie.
Mm.
But it wasn't going to be this global thing that has occurred.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay. So now, just a question on your side: does Teams tell you how long we've been on the call?
No.
No.
Because
Yes.
it doesn't tell me the time thing is blank.
It says an hour and 19 minutes, but that's when you started, when you opened the call,
Oh.
not when you started launching.
Oh. And that's actually a good point. I started the meeting like early,
Yeah.
which I
should've-
shouldn't have actually
Should
done.
have been cut off long time ago.
It should have been cut off like as we started.
Are you sure this is actually recording and streaming?
Well,
No, I don't
no,
think
well,
it's going to cut you off now.
No, well, the thing
I
is,
think there's a
is-
bug.
No, what I'm saying is Teams is still allowing us to be in the meeting without cutting us off. So
This
It's
is
a
a good
bug.
point.
Anyway,
they're
we'll-
gonna solve it. They're going to solve it eventually.
yeah, they will.
Alternatively, are you sure you didn't register for the paid one?
No, I definitely didn't.
Maybe it's just already
All right.
billed you.
Yeah,
I think we wrap up because there's a minute before your power cuts out.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, good. On that note, let's
On
do
that
the
bombshell,
thing.
cut the power, pull
Catch
the
you
plug,
next week. Why the hell
stop
not?
surveilling.
Yeah.
Go on TikTok.
Yeah,
Take your
before it
TikTok
gets
minutes in
banned.
while you can.
Go on
Yeah.
TikTok and ChatGPT simultaneously.
Yeah. But just quickly on that, what I wanted to say is all TikTok has to do is partner with a US company, sell the code or license the code
there
to
are
them.
shares in TikTok by a US company, and that company has been asked to reduce its investment.
Oh. No, but you can
'Cause it's
do it
also
without
based
them
in
knowing
Montana.
about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, and on
Cool.
that bombshell,
Okay, on that bombshell. Bye.
wrap it.